So I've had OCD for as long as I can remember. I've even worked with a psychologist who specialised in OCD, and honestly, nothing actually changed until I learned this one very simple truth. Now, this may be very obvious to some people with OCD, but for me, and I'm guessing for a lot of you watching too, it wasn't. And the fact that no therapist ever laid it out to me in plain English like this meant I could never fully recover. Whenever I went to therapy, I talk about these intrusive thoughts. Some of them were the most disgusting, immoral, vile stuff you could ever imagine. Thoughts that made me feel like the most disgusting, vile person alive. And the advice I always got was just relax, let the thoughts pass. Imagine them like leaves blowing off a tree and floating down a river. And I mean, that's a lovely image and it's a very good practice. But here's the thing. Nobody, especially my therapist, I look here like there's no blame here, but it was never articulated to me that these thoughts are in fact not dangerous in the first place, even though they feel scary, shameful, gross, unforgivable, immoral even. So here's the truth I wish I'd been told years ago. You can think whatever the hell you want about anybody, anything, anytime, no matter how weird, how effed up, messed up, taboo, or just plain bizarre the thought might be. And it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And that's it, that's the truth. Once I discovered that, and once I understood that, everything fully changed, and I started to finally recover. So here's the thing with unwanted intrusive thoughts. Everyone on God's green earth gets them. All the thoughts you've ever had that cause you so much distress. Yes, someone has had exactly your thoughts before, probably even more detailed and intense version. And they just move on. Why? Because a thought doesn't mean anything. And if it doesn't mean anything, it means it's not scary. And if it's not scary, it doesn't stick. What happens with unwanted thoughts is, let me break this down now with this analogy. They're kind of like little seeds blowing in the wind. Sometimes they get stuck in your eye, and most people just flick them out of the corner of their eye onto the ground, or just simply let them bounce off their face and just move on. But with OCD, it's like when that little seedling of a thought flies into our eye. We think it's dangerous. We poke it out as quickly as we can and look at it. We wonder where it came from, what happened to it, why did it happen to get stuck in our eye, and while we're thinking about it, we are basically feeling it. So then it starts to grow right in front of us. We then plant it into the ground, we water it, we stare at it, and before long it's grown to this massive thorn bush. So we try and push it away, and each time we do, it cuts us and grows bigger. That's why ERP, exposure response prevention, feels impossible for a lot of us, because when you believe the thought itself is dangerous, how can you not panic? I'll give you an example. I once told a very good friend of mine that my intrusive thoughts in particular, an intrusive phrase I had, I nearly actually broke down crying about this phrase because I felt so disgusting, and they were shocked about how much it upset me. They were shocked because they have had way worse thoughts and they barely blinked at it. That for me was eye-opening, and that's the difference between people with OCD and, the normal, regular people. We take it really seriously, they don't. So now when a thought pops up, instead of panicking, I say, I've had this thought before. I'm allowed to have this thought. And it means absolutely nothing about me. And when you stop fighting the thought, the urgency really, really does start to fade. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this. Intrusive thoughts don't define you. They don't mean you're good or bad. In fact, they just mean you're human. You're allowed to think whatever the hell you want because you're human, and you're allowed. And once you accept that, ERP isn't about getting rid of the thoughts anymore. It's about changing your relationship with them. You'll start to see a once terrifying thought as just another thought, neither wanted or unwanted, just another electric signal from your brain. And that shift, I promise you, can change everything. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.